All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Zenith Online Racing. It's round 18 of Tier 1. We are in Japan at Suzuka. Classic track, tons of famous moments here in the past. 130R, one of the most recognizable corners in Formula 1. I'm Arbiga. Alongside me, once again, is Mr. Puff Digital. How are we doing tonight?
Great. I mean, who can forget such classic moments as me getting pole position here last season?
Yeah, that's not what I was referring to, actually.
Big win, I think I got. I binted out a spoon one year. Tons of classic moments, I agree. But no, glad to be here. And yeah, you're right. Tons of history here. I think a lot of people enjoy driving this track, and yeah, a personal favorite of mine for sure.
Yeah, it has a really nice flow to it once you get the rhythm down. It's a little bit tricky to race alongside people, especially through Sector 1. The only real overtaking spot is pretty much, well, there's chicane, the famous Prost center chicane. It's a decent overtaking opportunity, um, but it can be a pretty tight place to try and make a move. But down into turn 1 as well, very similar to Great Britain. You definitely don't want to be on the inside, and if you lose a little bit of grip, you're going to understeer into your rival. Um, so you got to be careful there that you don't make any contact with anybody trying to make moves into turn 1. So we'll see how it's going to go tonight. Tier 1 been very competitive all year, especially at these tracks where it's tough to overtake. We've seen a lot of guys running really close together. Save this guy, the championship leader, dominated many races this year. It's IRO Packer, and he's out on the medium tire right now, making his way around for what I presume to be the very first hot lap of the session, as per usual. He's one of the first guys
Yeah,
out there every week.
pretty consistently, yeah, finds himself out on track before many others. Um, yeah, actually had a bit of a moment on his outlap there. Bit of a snap of oversteer and kind of lost the back end, but nothing too serious. But maybe a sign of weakness. We'll have to see here.
All
But
right.
like you said, very difficult to overtake. I mean, turn one is risky. 130R, very risky. The chicane, very tight. So
Oh,
I'm excited. I think we'll
there
get a
goes
lot
the
of close
pylons.
racing. Yeah, and the pylon's gone. Get it out of here. And here we go. First hot lap of the night. Down the pitch straight here, obviously in 8th gear. Again, very tricky corner, turn 1.
Oh, nearly flat
Late
through
on
the
the
entry.
brakes, yeah. Very late braking. We'll see now how he can handle the S's here. Dropping down into 5th, keeping it in 5th through there. Down into 4th, and here he comes up through Dunlop here. Looking pretty solid so far. Let's see how well he can take the Degners here, as he does drop to 6th.
And
Oh,
deep
misses
there.
the apex a bit
Oh,
wide,
big
and
spin!
yeah,
Oh, nearly saved it. Good save
yeah,
there.
good save for sure. Coming down into the hairpin, obviously that's going to cost him a ton of time. But and again, yeah, you see a bit of oversteer. His Doth blocking the pit lane is disqualified from qualifying.
Oh, did he? What happened there? Did he
Controller
spin?
disconnect, maybe, or
Maybe he spun on the exit or something. That's pretty bizarre for Doth to have that big of a mistake
yeah,
early in the session. I mean, out of qualifying, um, Doth running without the line too. Usually gets himself pretty far up the field in qualifying, and that's going to be pretty detrimental to his race. A place that's tough to overtake. He's
yeah.
going to have a lot of work to do there.
It's going to put him behind the reserve drivers too because of the disqualification.
Yeah,
So
27 flat.
27 flat, yeah, for Packer. I assume we'll see quite a few guys do better than that. I'm expecting, I don't know if we'll see anyone get into the 25s, but I expect most guys to find themselves in the 26s. And low 26 for pole would be my prediction. But
Comes Camden. It looks like his teammates just ahead. They're both finishing up their hot laps.
yeah, as Fish with a 26.7, Camden with a 27.2. So Fish, a reserve driver, made his debut with us last week and had a really great showing. Ended up second with a fantastic recovery. got Dernia now.
Team Money on an out lap as well. Who's that? Adri making his way through. Adri's just about to wrap up his hot lap, make his way through the chicane right now.
Yeah, let's see how he does here.
Someone did spin during Packer's hot lap in the spoon curve. I think it was a Red Bull.
Does take provisional pole for the time being, Adri, with a 26.6.
Great lap from Adri there. He's beat Flip Flop Fish, who showed his pace last week. Obviously, able to compete with Packer pace-wise. So, great lap from Adri there, getting himself on provisional pole.
Yeah, Ryan now coming across the line at 27.7. Zyg with a 27.6. So
comes Fuzz making his way towards the spoon curve. Let's ride on board with Fuzz here. Let's see what he can do at the end of his lap.
I think this is his in-lap.
Oh, is it his in-lap?
Yeah, he's got a time on the board already.
True.
And it doesn't appear as though he's got the battery turned up. We have T-Money.
Yep.
He's just exited the hairpin now, coming down into Spoon. And again, a corner that just takes a lot of commitment. It's a very, very fast track and just keeps you on the absolute limit throughout most of it. Definitely left some speed, some time in there. You can see he was pretty cautious, especially on the exit, not using the exit curves all that much. But always with these first runs, you want to focus more so on getting time on the board.
Yeah.
Rather than absolute speed, and work on improving after the fact. But we'll see how he does. You see a lot of guys really do stay really close to the pit wall as they exit that final corner.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to bite someone in the ass.
Shaving as much time as they can, yeah. Well, may see someone get a bit too overzealous. And
got a weather update yet?
Yeah,
rain beginning of the race.
So we should see everyone then qualify on the soft tires. That would be my bet. As you will have tire choice. We have Mr. Joshua on an out lap. We have GP Colin. Is he on a lap?
Bobby looks like he's just on a fueled up for a couple laps. Beck cutting corners here with no fuel, I presume. Trying to save time, make it back to the pits. You don't want to be caught doing that on stream. But Arbeга, quite the detective. Play by the rules when Arbega's streaming. I catch everything.
Well, right on board with Mr. Joshua.
Yeah. Who
I believe will be promoted up into the podium positions once the stewards' decisions are posted, as he did have an appeal. So, could find himself with another podium result. Still without a win, but, I mean, super consistent. What you've come to expect. And, yeah, here he goes down the pitch straight here. Again, these guys braking so late into turn one here. Carrying a lot of speed.
Nice, missed the apex there as well. A lot of guys missing it there.
Yeah.
Just a setup thing.
Does get it pinned nice and early coming through Dunlop. A lot of confidence coming through the first Egner. I don't even think he broke, just lifted on that one.
Yeah.
Showing he is fastest in the first sector, notoriously unreliable.
That's gonna hurt.
Does go quite deep in the hairpin. One of those corners where you can miss the apex and still get time, but not by that much.
Back end complaining there.
Yeah. Stepping out on him. That's going to cost him the entire run down here into the hairpin, as this entire portion of the track is flat out. Taking a lot of curb on the entry, a lot of curb on the exit there. Short shifting into fourth, and flat out, obviously, coming across the line in the 11th. So we did see a few mistakes. Obviously out of Spoon and the hairpin.
Packer looks like he's 6 thousandths down on his previous lap, according to the timing. See if he can find a few tenths here in the final sector.
Yeah, somewhat surprising, to be honest. He didn't have the cleanest lap in his first go around, so I definitely expected to see him improve quite a bit.
A bit of a lock up there. It's a 25.9. That's a massive improvement.
There we go.
I did think I saw the timing flash that he was a second up, but I wasn't quite sure what I saw, and I was like, well, if he's a second up, that's nearly a 26 flat, and he's actually beat that. So.
And there we go. We do have someone who's into the 125s. That's going to be a very difficult lap to beat. That is quite impressive around here.
Here comes Zamoglis. He's making his way through Spoon Curve now. He's got no line anymore, and looks like he's hitting the mark nicely here, carrying good pace through the second sector here.
He's actually turned it back on, Zamoglis, so...
Oh, has he?
Spec is retired.
Someone right in the way here is Mr. Joshua. Oof.
Drives right off the track there to avoid...
Zamoglis
causing any more problems. But
I think Zamoglis had already lifted there, presuming Mr. Joshua had not seen him. Oh, no, he hasn't. It's a 26.8, so that's a really good time there for Zamoglis. Puts himself into 5th currently, ahead of Camden and Fuzz. Comes Camden. Is he just starting a lap?
Yeah, his last one was invalid, so it seems he's
pushing
down the track now.
Fish, 26.5. Jumps to second. The rain really at the beginning is going to throw things off for everyone. It's going to, especially to turn 1, the rain is going to, no one's going to know where to brake.
Yeah.
And none of these guys have practiced in the rain, and I seriously doubt anyone's practiced. Whoa! Big! Whoa! And there goes Camden.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Just lines coming over the hill there.
Yeah, Camden completely caught out by that.
Yeah.
Nothing he could have done there, Camden really just reacted, and the car stepped out.
Some impressive reaction time from Camden. That was quite dramatic.
It was. Just riding on board with a hot lap, we presumed, and suddenly we nearly saw a huge crash there.
Yeah, we've got Adri coming through the S's on a hot lap here, looking to... if he can improve a couple tenths, he'll get himself back on the front row. Obviously needs to find a lot of time if he wants to challenge for pole, but he's already a tenth up, so...
Very, very quick through the Degners as well. Barely a slowdown there. Made the corners perfectly, just carrying a lot of pace through the apex.
And a great line through that hairpin again. Not a corner where you necessarily have to hit the apex. We can get the car rotated and get on the throttle quickly.
He's nearly taking a piece of grass there to get a wider turn in.
Yeah.
Oh, he's off the road. It's invalidated.
Yeah. Bit too wide on the exit, but
I feel like that was a really good lap too.
Yeah.
Looked really fast. It's gonna be tough to string it all together that nicely again. Here? Mr. Joshua, he's on an in lap, I believe.
Steig on a hot lap. No. Never mind, the battery is turned down on his out lap.
It looks like just a couple of out laps at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Joshua, he's further up the road, coming through the hairpin now, presumably, yes, to start his second hot lap here. I'm sure he's got a bunch of time and definitely looking to...
Oh, man. Doth has finally commented on his disqualification. He was slowed on the exit, like I presumed, because he was trying not to block a hot lap starting. That's really unfortunate. He must have been a little too slow in the game's opinion. That's super unfortunate. Trying to do the right thing, and now you're starting dead last behind the reserves even.
Yeah.
Packer's time is insane, Zamoglis, you're right. At 6 tenths up on Fish, who's put a pretty good lap on the board himself, so as Puff mentioned, it's going to be tough to beat. Even Packer might struggle to beat it.
So, Mr. Joshua down slightly, actually, coming through the first sector. I think most of his time lost was definitely in Spoon Corner, so I assume he's got a few tenths still to gain in this lap. First sector, he looked solid, so my assumption would be it's all in Sector 2 and 3 here, where he's going to find his time. Using some curb, and he's gone. Same as Adri, but maybe lifted enough, because I don't see him invalidating.
No, he's still valid, it looks like.
But again, that's going to cost him a lot of speed down this
Yeah, he's
back
up
part.
four
He's already
tenths.
4 tenths again, yeah. So obviously the hairpin and spoon corner cost him quite dramatically
Oh,
on his first run, and
a lot of curb there. I thought he cut it almost.
yeah, you see him again,
Dude.
short shifting, and up into the top 10, 7th. So a solid time.
He can do damage from there. We've seen it before. We got a McLaren making his way around. Is that T-Money about to start a flyer? Must have someone else on a flyer, surely.
Looks like GP Colin about to start his flying lap. I think most guys are on out laps.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong McLaren there. It is
So
GP
we have
Colin.
Zyg actually. Well, he's invalidated, so he's back into the pits. But yeah, GP Colin here. We'll give him some airtime.
Yeah, let's ride with GP. He tuned into my No Man's Sky stream earlier, and he said, looks like a lot of running, and he sure is not wrong. It is a lot of running in that game. Running across the planet to find resources. But yeah, thanks for GP Colin for tuning in, and we'll give him some airtime for that.
He is down about a tenth through the first sector. You can see him feathering the throttle coming through the S's. Bit of apprehension. Drops down to the second. He takes the hairpin really nicely though. Good rotation and hits on the throttle pretty nicely, firing up through the gears here.
See how he does spoon curve. Let's get back on board as he enters it. Gets on the curb. It looked a little tentative there on the second turn. The second part of the turn, he was just a little stiff, it seemed, and it wasn't very fluid.
Yeah. I thought the entry was actually really nice there.
It was, yeah.
You see, again, slightly down. He's going to have to find a lot of time here in the hairpin if he wants to move ahead of a few of these guys. And there he goes again, firing up through the gears, coming across, and he finds some time, but not enough to get him ahead of Bobby or T-Money.
GXW just starting a lap here. Let's ride with JXW. We actually only have a minute and a half left in qualifying, so these are going to be the final hot laps we're watching here.
Yeah.
I think T-Money just about to cross the line. It looks like he didn't improve, really.
Fish, who has improved, but not enough to get ahead of Packer. They're just going to catch up with guys crossing the line here.
3 tenths down. Yeah, I'm still on JXW until if you can find a closer hot lap to the end, I'll jump to that, but JXW...
Camden's crossing the line here.
Most guys on their out lap.
Camden does find 2 tenths.
JXW now rounding the long sweeping right-hand turn in towards the left-hand spoon curve. One of the few counterclockwise circuits on the track, so the right front will be getting a lot of wear here.
Adri comes across the line and gets onto the front row. Amazing lap there from Adri. Improving by 4.5 tenths nearly.
Like
so
JX has possibly backed out of this. Yeah, I think he has. So JXW's done. Who else do we have on a hot lap here making their way around? Is it GP perhaps or T-Money making his way in?
Camden or T-Money, one of those two. T-Money, he's not fired up yet. It seems he's done. His battery is off. We have Camden coming through the exit of Spoon here.
Yeah.
Seems he's down a tenth.
Ryan as well, it looks like.
We also have Zamogla still on the lap too. Fuzz and Packer also still on laps. So quite a few times still to be put up here.
Comes Camden. And it looks like Fuzz is right behind him, so Camden does not improve.
Fuzz is up 2 tenths, and then Packer's right behind
Fuzz
him.
into 6. That's a big jump. That's a lot of places for 2 tenths.
Packer, my goodness, a 25-7.
Zem into 4th. Good lap from Zem there. So
yeah,
line back on, and he's right there, back up at the front again. So. Good to see from Zem. Anybody else on a flyer? Durnia? Durnia is on a lap. Oh, Durnia with a big moment, and he's invalidated as well. So, Durnia done. Zyg, perhaps, is going to get this one in. It looks like, yeah, he is. Where can Zyg go? Until 11th. That's a poor man's pull. That's a good place to start from for Zyg. Good race pace.
In
He could do some
dry,
damage
though.
there.
In the wet.
Ah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to get up the field, really.
Yeah.
I
So,
keep
a
forgetting we're
couple
getting rain at the
good...
start.
Yeah, a couple good laps we missed here, I guess. Dernya really solidly into 5th. He's, really been quite consistent. I think early season, no line for the first time. Kind of plagued by penalties and mistakes here and there, but quite recently we saw him pick up
Look
his
at that.
first win. And Packer, yeah, really just setting himself apart from the
His
rest of the
personal,
field. And then I
he
can
said his personal
imagine.
best was a 25.8, and he's put a 25.7 down in quali. Let's review the order for you quickly here. Packers on pole. Adri, as you mentioned, yeah, great run from him. Second place. Fish into third as the full-time reserve. Zamoglis is fourth. Durnya fifth. Fuzz starts sixth. Camden seventh. JXW eighth. Ryan ninth. Josh 10th. Zyg is 11th. Beck is 12th. T-Money is 13th, Bobby 14th, GP Colin 15th, and then your reserves, Maverick, Jinnit, starting 16th and 17th, with Doth, unfortunately, starting at the back. Everybody will have their choice of tire, but there's a catch. It's a wet tire. So we'll see what everybody ends up
Yeah,
on at
it
the
seems
start.
to be. It'll dry up. I'd imagine that calls for inters. It doesn't look like it's raining too hard. You can never
No,
quite
that would
tell from these angles, but
that's got to be an inter start for sure. I would think.
I would assume as well. Yeah, I will be back in just
Yep.
a moment.
Keep an eye on the menu on the right there. Only the race director is allowed to start the race unless there's a time given. So keep an eye on that. If you do see anyone ready up before the race director, who I believe is Fuzz or Doth, they will be given a 10-second penalty. It's a black or white thing. There's no debating it. If you start early, you get a penalty. So hopefully nobody does that, and we get a nice heads-up race here without a 10-second penalty to try to eliminate right off the bat. I think that cost Packer a win in Canada already, didn't it? Um, yeah, Puff has stepped away for a moment, so I guess it's my job to go through the standings now. Um, so after Russia, these are the standings. We have Packer in first with 259, Camden 186 in second. Aerostrike not here tonight. He's got 180, so he's going to be losing some ground to Camden if Camden gets some points. Dylan not here again. He's missed a lot of races, but he has 140 points in fourth. Mr. Joshua in fifth with 126. Doth is sixth with 118. Ryan in seventh with 105. Matthew Durnya 73 points in that Mercedes. He's in eighth. Infamous Pillars still hanging on to a top 10 position here despite missing. God, it's got to be 12 races straight by now. Infamous Pillars, 62 points in ninth. Adri is in 10th with 51. That's pretty solid for Adri because he joined very late into the season. Fuzz has readied up, so Fuzz does not get a 10-second penalty as he is the race director. And everybody got through clean there. T-Money, 12th with 48 points. Zamoglis has 43 and 13th. Zyg in 14th with 38. Charlie has 37 points in 15th place. JXW tied with him 37 points in 16th. GP Colin 28 points. Beck with 12, the only points he scored the entire season. All of them came in one race. Bloxham with 1 point, he's on the
So
board, and Bobby has 0 in last.
they're on dry
Are they?
layers here.
That is curious.
So it must be really light rain. See if we can get an onboard. I mean,
Has anybody started on the inters? Let's check. No, everybody's going
no.
soft or medium. Soft. I don't know why you'd start on the medium unless you're expecting it to dry out quickly. It's interesting. This is going to be a really interesting race because the grip is going to be still very poor into turn one.
Oh my
On
goodness.
cold
Yeah.
tires, slick tires that are cold with a damp track. It is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few drivers out after turn one.
Yeah. A corner that's difficult even in proper dry conditions. I mean, even I wouldn't be surprised to see some guys lose it through the S section after, even
Yeah.
if they make it through turn one cleanly. And any spin that occurs through there has a chance to collect quite a few guys. So very crucial to try and warm these tires. I mean, you don't really see any standing water.
Not yet. No.
So, I don't know, maybe it's just really going to dry up right away. But, yeah, interesting. Definitely, you don't often see a race start where it's raining on dry tires.
You see, Packer here playing this very smart. I think he listens to the stream, and as I mentioned, everybody going to be on cold tires heading into turn one, especially Packer, as he's going to be the first one parked. So he's trying to really keep this pack bunched up there so that the guys behind don't come in with much hotter tires and get an advantage on him heading into turn one. Really trying to keep this group bunched together. Do have a few stragglers around the back. That'll be Doth Thou Hoist, who surely is going to take his sweet old time there. There's nothing to lose, really.
Yeah, it's his prerogative being back there.
I mean,
the reserve drivers ahead of him too aren't slow drivers. Zenith and
No.
Maverick are solid.
they're going to be a pain in the ass. The good news is that they don't count, so
Yeah,
Doth won't. I mean, he's going to have to overcome them on track, an obstacle on track, but ultimately doesn't have to pass them.
yeah. If he keeps his wing clean, he'll obviously be running the reverse strategy, and I mean, potential for safety car I feel is rather high.
I gotta say that's got to be
like
Adri's best qualifying of the season. There puts himself in P2 to start this race. He got ahead of Flip Flop, Fish, Zamagos, and Durnia, all guys with incredible pace here. So
you can see the tires kicking up.
They are kicking up water now. I think it might have been a mistake here. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. We're gonna get the red lights any moment. We're gonna start this Grand Prix with clearly rain on track and everybody on dry tires. This is gonna be a messy start, but let's hope for the best, and we'll see how things turn out here. This is round 18 in Tier 1 of Zenith Online Racing.
Here we go.
We have 3 lights on. We have 5 lights on. And we're off. Looks like Adri got a good start there. He looks like he's gaining. Packer going to have to cover him off into turn 1. Adri going to think about a look down the inside. No, any action back here. We got somebody off. It's a Racing Point. Wow, I can't believe I said that. Racing Point off the road. Camden, it's been a while since I said that.
Looks pretty clean. I mean, I don't see much happening.
Oh, there's a spin. There's a spin for the Renault. It looks like Alt Maverick is dropping down the order. He had a great start there, moved up a lot of places, but then was spun. I don't think anyone collected him, though, so lucky there. Everybody seems to have gotten away with that. This is going to be a tricky turn. Let's stick with the camera here and see if anybody has a moment. Dunlop a tricky turn in the dry, so it looks like everyone threw clean. Let's get back to the front here. Fish applying the pressure to Adri early here. He sends it down the inside late. Into the hairpin, and Adri fighting it back on the outside. Who's going to get the better exit here as they head towards Spoon? Adri with that inside line at the moment. Oh, flip-flop Fish, slippery on the outside there. Can't really tell. Adri has to yield, it looks like. And Zamagos behind under pressure from Durnia. Here comes Durnia on the inside into the Spoon curve. He pushes Zamagos to the edge of the circuit, but they kept it clean there. Good job for both drivers there to not cause a bigger issue. That was very close to being very hectic. Great stuff there. 2 really good overtakes at the front of the field on the first lap. And Camden now applying the pressure to Fuzz as they enter 130R. No, that is... Whew. That corner makes your heart jump in the wet, man. Holy. Yeah, that is...
Will they have DRS on lap 3?
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's wet enough to have DRS off if they all started on dries.
Timing screen obviously getting all out of sorts at the moment. But I don't really see too much going on. JX is kind of losing touch to the group ahead of him here, Camden, Fuzz. And aside from that, though, massive train from, I guess, really Durnia. Not massive, but Durnia's Moglis. Fuzz, Camden, all these guys really close to him.
Yellow flag, and that's a McLaren.
Colin has gone round. And he's gotten himself right. I don't see he's missing any end plates. Maybe just got a bit of curb and...
They really got to get this timing sorted out. It's such a mess.
Yeah, it's showing Doth at the front for me.
Yeah,
good for him.
I'm riding with Zamaglis here, who's under pressure from Fuzz, it looks like. Fuzz taking a peek there into that hairpin. Let's see if Fuzz can have a sniff into the Spoon curve now.
And Durnia really hanging on to Adri, who's still hanging on to Fish out front as well. So
There we
This
go. The
guy's
timing has
very
sorted
cautious
itself.
through Spoon. It's really going to be lap by lap.
Packer already with a 2.5-second lead as we enter the third lap here. That's a substantial lead early. Off to a great start here. Had a half a second on the next closest driver in qualifying. Not surprising that he's racked up that kind of lead already, but anything could happen here with the weather changing, tire strategies, anything really. So, see how it shapes out
Oh,
for Packer.
Adri has a moment and he's out! He's hit the pit wall.
Anyone behind here? Oh man, that's going to be a very dangerous place.
I'm on board with
dangerous.
Adri watching the cars go by here. I think Dernier may have collected them. We have a car into the pits.
Doth pitting.
Looks like Doth.
Good call from Doth. Is he going to gamble on the inters here maybe?
Dude, he's gone on to the hards, which
Yeah, he's gone to the
presumably he's
hards.
going to take to the end.
Yeah, and the hard's a good tire in these mixed conditions because they do hold temperature a little bit better than the softs do.
And I think Dernier, does he have damage? It doesn't look. He's got both his end plates. It looked really close to him collecting Adri there.
So
that
a safety
was
car, and
wild.
everyone that's missed the pit lane here under the safety car, Doth could end up at the very front here once everyone pits, honestly.
Yeah. So
this is going to be interesting.
5 seconds for both Fuzz and Camden, and I'd assume a bit of contact. We know how strict the game is. Even if it's just a little touch on the wheel, they will penalize you. So
yeah,
I don't see any damage on them. Oh yeah, Camden's missing his right end plate.
So he must have
still
tagged.
That was under safety car, but yeah.
Yeah, must have tagged Fuzz there while they were trying to. It looked like they had gone off the road to avoid Adri and perhaps made contact there. Obviously, those are going to be hard to get reviewed as everybody's probably going to head into the pits here, I would imagine. Is anyone going to gamble on the inters, do you think? Or
I don't think so. I think it's meant to clear up. I think it's definitely going to clear up for these guys. But, I mean, it's still raining, though. You're not getting tons of spray, but...
Someone's had a moment there under the bridge. It looks like a yellow car stuck.
Yeah, is that...
Or it's a safety car. It's a safety car. Yeah, that's
waiting
what it is.
to, yes, pick up the pack.
So, Fish does not pit. Packer does not pit. Fuzz and Camden do pit. They're going to lose out to Doth for sure, I feel. Well, Doth's so far back, he might not actually catch up in time.
Yeah, they're both serving their 5 seconds, though, and Camden's also going to have a wing change. So, I mean, with Doth's coming now, I mean, he's flat out. He's still got to go through 130R, but... Oh, no, he's not flat out.
No, he's being... I think he's under the Delta still until he hits the
throttle
corner, yeah. So Fuzz out safely. It looks like this isn't really going to work out for Doth other than the fact that he's got off
yeah, we've got Mr.
tires.
Joshua's pit onto the hard. Zyg has also pit onto the hard, so I think both Ferrari guys, same idea here.
Yeah.
Pit while you can. GP Collins gone into the pits.
Well, this
Also
is going to give
put on
them
the
an
hard
advantage towards... I mean, the field's going to be bunched up when they leave safety car conditions here. It looks like the rain is stopping already. It's barely raining anymore, and the sun is starting to peek out.
As long as they can catch the pack here, I can't imagine the soft runners get enough of a gap to really jump them.
No, I don't think so. The hard guys that all pit here, they're all going to be running together as well, these hard guys. So there's a very good chance that the guys that pit off the softs are going to be struggling to get by.
Yeah, really stuck in a massive train here.
Medium runners, Beck and T-Money looking good. Janet also lingering around that area as well. Those medium tires in 11th.
Be in this lap because those hard runners are way behind.
Yeah, I don't think it would be coming in this lap. We're in Sector 3 already. We have seen it, but I think it's a little too early for it to come in.
It seems...
it would be very last minute if they call it now.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to refill my wine until I see it go past that pit lane. There it goes. Okay. Just in case, because we've seen it in our races, broadcasting them, all kinds of times.
Yep. So, massive disappointment for Adri. I am really quite upset to see him out of this race. You seem to have really good pace and definitely
You're gonna have
podium
to,
potential.
You'll have to save that clip because I did not catch it.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I'll save that now.
Yeah, we can relive his misery later on.
You can hear
in
me
Discord.
Shout as well. That was wild. He just seemed to get a bit of a snap of oversteer on the exit. I think. And yeah, just we've seen it happen so many times. I feel a bit more likely when they still have that bump.
So
It
why
has also stopped raining completely.
Yeah, it has. And why is Doth so far behind still? Surely he's going to get a falling too far back penalty at this stage, is he not?
No, you have to actually catch the pack before they.
Oh. So, you know what? Yeah, I think he
for
may
that.
actually be doing this on purpose to keep heat in his tires. All these guys
Yeah.
running super slow. Doth is going to fly right up to the back of them at the end of the lap and have really warm tires. This is going to be a very good strategic call from Doth. I wonder if he is doing that. Maybe he's...
Yeah, he's already caught them, so yeah, he doesn't want to catch up because he doesn't.
He's lifting. Yeah, he's lifting on purpose so that he can keep his tires warmer. That's a brilliant move from Doth there. A stroke of genius. GP Colin has had a spin under safety car. That is very unfortunate. He's lost it there through the exit of the S's. Does he have wing damage? No, he's managed to avoid that, but he's going to be very far behind here. Are we going to restart?
Yeah, will be spicy. He should be able to catch up. I imagine Packer's obviously going to lift pretty substantially.
Yeah.
It seems as though it's
I
in.
don't think so.
Yeah, they still haven't gotten
They have some time. No,
So
I haven't
really
seen it
gonna
yet,
stay out
but
again.
it really should be coming in. I feel like we might get a late one here, but let's see.
Maybe because GP spun? I don't know, but it's
staying out. Wow, that is a very long safety car.
Yeah.
It's a bit excessive. Well, I guess Adri, you know what, though? He hit the barrier pretty hard. He probably destroyed it. They're definitely repairing the barrier, I feel. They got the
they should red flag it at this point.
They got the JCB crew over there with the cinder blocks. Couple water jugs.
Really dangerous. Yeah, to have them driving around like this.
Yeah, they should be driving through the pit lane, honestly.
Barrier.
Wow. Silly stuff. I told you everyone hugging that inside curb was going to catch somebody out. Looks like Adri might have been the first victim.
Safety standards are just appalling here.
Yeah. There's a lot of standards that are appalling by Cody's standards. Although, I guess, give them some credit. They seem to have erased some of these issues under safety car. We're not seeing too many problems anymore, though the collisions there really need to sort that.
The timing screen as well.
Yeah. Or, it'd be a great little thing is, well, I guess that would be abused too easily. I'm gonna say, if they give the power of, the spectator to, perhaps go remove a penalty before a guy serves it. Oh, there we go. T-Money and Bobby now with a collision.
Yeah.
That is super unfortunate. T-Money now gonna have to, because he hasn't pit, he's gonna have to serve that, and Bobby as well. Bobby's also lost his end plate, so you gotta really put the blame on Bobby there. There's absolutely no excuse for hitting another driver under safety car conditions. It's that simple. It happens. We all make mistakes for sure, but it
with
just
the
has
small
to be avoided.
caveat that the ones we saw last week, where Doth and Mr. Joshua are side by side into turn one,
Yeah.
and the safety car comes out while they're side by side. Those ones, it still docks you for 5 seconds, but I agree. When it's like this, guys should be doing their best to avoid one.
The unfortunate part is the guy that gets rear-ended also picks up a penalty, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Safety car is in this lap as we suspected.
There we go. All right.
Let's get
finally
back to Packer here. We are riding on the shoulder. That's the broadcast angle. There we go. We got a better shot, wider view of the field.
There we go. Look at them all weave as they come through 130R. Great camera shot there. Now you can see the Ferris wheel in the background.
Flip-flop is actually accidentally passed Packer there, and look, no penalties were applied. Well, not yet anyway. Right, when is Packer going to punch it? He's slowly holding everyone up. Is there any incidents back here? Surely these guys think they're going.
And there he goes.
Packer off.
He did catch them sleeping a bit.
Dernia catches Flip-Flop sleeping, and he's going to get through here. It's going to be very close into turn one. Can Dernia get the position? Side by side, cold tires. Flip-Flop Fish is off the road, and Dernia looks like he's going to get this place. Fish is fighting it back, though.
Yeah, a lot of traction there.
Oh, Dernia has to yield. He got on the grass a bit and just didn't have the grip. Zamoglis now applying the pressure behind. Right in that LSU helmet, purple-yellow.
And through
the
all
eye
this,
of the Tigers.
Up into 5th. Ryan 6th. Back 7th on the medium tire. But, again, this is just letting Packer get away. But Dernia, yeah, really hounding Fish here. Come
Honestly,
through the hairpin. Bit of a lockup.
everybody running so close together as we just had that safety car end. Jinnit and Maverick side by side here. Still side by side as they head towards Spoon. The reserve driver's duking it out on track here.
Yeah.
For Tier 2 glory.
D2 action, yeah.
There we
Maverick
go.
does
And Maverick,
get ahead.
yeah, Maverick finishes that off. I think he was behind before they started scrapping there.
And Mr. Joshua getting by Fuzz through Spoon, so a lot of action at the back. And
Camden hanging on too.
Three of them, yeah.
Here we go. 3 into the chicane here. It's going to be 3 wide. Look at that toe for the racing point. Oh, there's contact.
Doth sneaks through there.
Yeah, there was a bit of contact between Doth and Fuzz there.
Wow. A lot of commitment from Doth. I'm sure Fuzz is a little fussed about losing 3 positions there.
Yeah, and here comes Doth. He's got those hard tires fired up, and he is on a charge. Definitely got that heat in a little bit quicker than everyone else.
Yeah. Back at the front here, I mean, these guys still so close behind one another. Ryan really pressuring JX. They all
Camden really takes a lot of grass there. And that just throws you off through the whole rest of this section.
Yeah,
Doth
you have to...
had a peek there, but just couldn't really do anything.
Doth picking up some gravel there.
Another bit of grass as well, it looked like.
For some reason, when I go to Doth, it keeps switching to JXW. It's so odd. I've never seen that glitch.
Yeah. You know how it is with Cody's. Plug 5 leaks and 6 new ones spring.
Yeah, pretty much, as JX is really pressuring Zamagos here through the spoon corners. And Derny is still hanging on to Fish as Packer kind of extends out front, but, I mean, again, look at this. We saw it in Russia. 3rd, all the way down to 10th within DRS range.
And really, the next car's behind, not far off either.
Yeah, as Camden really hounding Mr. Joshua, and he does.
Side by side, DRS enabled now. Camden looking for that switchback. He's got a little more traction here than Joshua as they head down the straight with that DRS now. So Camden going to have a crack at Mr. Joshua down the straight with DRS. Joshua may get it as well. Actually, no, not active yet. I guess they missed the detection point before it's activated.
Yeah, I think it comes after
frame
or before, sorry,
there.
the start finish line. But yeah, wow. Furious action, and Doth just seems to have so much more pace through this S section, but it's just impossible to overtake through here. See him on the throttle, very confident. Demogless. I mean, still pressuring Dernia, and Dernia really just not letting Fish get away either, so... I mean, I don't know who to watch.
Yeah, it's tough. The front is a little bit more spaced out, but it's for a lot bigger points than back here. So this is a really great battle with Joshua, Camden, Doth, and Fuzz.
And Fuzz is right on the back.
We got Maverick and T-Money.
Yeah, Maverick sneaking by on those soft tires. I presume still have a bit of an advantage, and we've got Dernia now. First shot with DRS, but Fish got a much better exit, and yeah, Zamoglis. Dernia had a bit of a error coming through the last chicane there, but
sort of
Dernia having DRS.
Yeah, the DRS just negating everyone's advantage there.
Oh, but we do have T-Money sending it again on Maverick. Gets a bit of the grass. And...
looks like behind we had Camden and Joshua as well. Camden through.
So, massive for him. You do want to be the first of these hard runners. Zyg is kind of getting a bit of a reprieve as he's been allowed to mind his own business. As Mr. Joshua just taking a peek, sticking his nose, letting Camden know he's still back there.
Ryan hanging on to the back of JXW nicely here. He's bringing Beck along for the party. JXW doing his damnedest to try and shake these two and push towards the front here. But Ryan, excellent race pace. He's had it all year. Guy doesn't really get much practice in, just shows up and does a great job every week. Yeah,
really not a guy who picks up too many penalties or anything like that either. very
That's
consistent. As
smart.
Fuzz has gotten by Doth through Spoon, so I mean, these guys, all four of them, just swapping places. Camden kind of getting away from Mr. Joshua, but
Let's see with DRS here at the front. Is anyone going to get a big advantage? It looks like Ryan is the closest guy to making an overtake here. He's really pressuring JXW here, and here comes the DRS. We got two guys in the pits. It's Fish
and Durnia. So might be the time for the changeover here. Fuzz now really close to Mr. Joshua. He is gaining. He's not going to be able to get close enough though. That DRS just too powerful.
Whoa, JX with a moment there. He's desynced, it looks like, and yeah, I don't know if Ryan saw that on his screen, but that was pretty scary. JXW with a connection issue again.
Buzz looking very aggressive through the S section here. Seems to definitely have a pace advantage on Joshua and Camden.
Hardly any penalties in the field either. The only one there is T-Money's, and he didn't even really deserve it.
We do have a yellow flag in Sector 1. It seems everyone's got going.
There's T-Money putting the pressure on into the hairpin. Big lockup, but he looks like he's going to get through. He's still battling it out with Alt Maverick here. Maverick's soft tires starting to just fall off a tad, and T-Money trying to capitalize and get ahead here. Can he do something in the Spoon? No, it looks like he's going to have to yield that place. So Alt Maverick stays in front. Jinnit now closing up on T-Money. So this is costing T-Money a lot of time to his Tier 1 competitors racing with these reserve drivers here. Doth hanging onto the back of Fuzz here, looking to apply that pressure as they head to 130R. Doth thinking about it. Is he going to have a peak in 130R?
JX now
so close. Here comes Doth.
Oh, they both gone into the pits.
Doth sends it, but Fuzz gets the better traction on the outside. These three drivers in the pits here. Packer pits as well. Where is he going to come out compared to the hard runners? He is... Looks like he's stuck in his pit box or something.
I see him exiting now.
Yeah,
he's
it looks like
come
he was
out behind them.
Just sitting there or something. Maybe it was held for traffic. I don't know.
But he's going to get right caught up in this battle. I mean, a bit of time to make up, but he's going to...
Yeah, but think about it. The battles these guys are having, basically from the front down to where Packer is now. Everyone's fighting.
Yeah.
So
and Beck is now flying. He's 4/10 up, a personal best on lap 12 here. So saw a bit of daylight, and he is just putting in what is a really solid lap now as he tries to take the temporary lead of this race. Yeah.
But yeah, the medium tire is definitely becoming the better tire at this stage. Looks like the medium runners all closing on the soft runners. There's only two guys left on the softs. That's Maverick and Ryan. And then T-Money on the mediums there with carrying that penalty. Unfortunately, he's going to have to serve that when he pits. Zyg now closing
right
on
Maverick.
Yeah. This is big for Zyg. Can he find a way through here? It looks like he's taking a peek into 130R. He's going to be ahead here.
Doth has left the session.
Ooh, that's not good. I think he's not hosting tonight.
Yeah, as Ryan does pit, so Beck is freed. He will have DRS, and I mean, yeah, he sets his personal best lap by half a second there. So Ryan may have waited a bit too long. He might find himself right at the back here.
And look where Zyg's put himself into fourth now, and he doesn't need to stop.
Yeah. We do have Camden pressuring this group. I wonder if Doth is... I don't think he's rejoined yet.
No, he's really sliding towards Packer.
Yeah.
There he is.
There, he's joined now. It is very, very unpredictable when they will release you, though, so...
Oh, there's a timer now, apparently, I think.
Okay.
It has the lights like it does in time trial.
Yeah, yeah. But he's going to find Packers right on his tail here, and he's lost his...
Yeah, he's lost his DRS now. That's going to be really bad for Doth. So see if he can fire it up and get himself back in that battle, because he was fighting for a really good place there.
I still see the red X as Packer now tries to make a move into Spoon.
Oh, there's contact!
A little bit of contact, yeah.
That definitely AI Doth. I don't think real Doth would let that happen.
Yeah, he still seems to be... And now he's joined back. Behind Packer, though. Unfortunate, really.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate.
Intervals as well.
Yeah, same. Beck,
As
fastest
Beck
lap
again,
again.
fastest lap out in front. Bringing those medium tires to life here.
Someone's pit, that's Maverick. So he's out of the way now.
Okay, we do have our deltas back. Is Camden right
yeah.
behind Zyg. Wow.
So now really the question becomes, can these hard runners keep these tires alive long enough to do anything about the medium guys that are pitting now?
Yeah, how well can they defend?
Yeah, and what kind of pace is Beck going to have? Like, how much longer can he go? Is he coming out on softs? Surely he's coming out on softs at this point. But
my best bet would be he's probably going to pit lap 17 or 18, get 9, 10 laps out of those softs, but he's going to really find himself quite a ways down the field. I mean, if we check, I don't know what the pit delta is here, but
yeah,
he's got 29 seconds to Maverick, so...
What he really needs is well, if he gets a safety car, that would help him.
Yeah.
But he really needs all these guys to sort of bunch up and start scrapping with each other, because while they're all running in clear air, they're probably gaining on him.
Yeah, and Fuzz has lost DRS on Mr. Joshua, and now Packer is just flying right past. I mean,
nothing.
Fuzz maybe deciding that's not his fight there.
Oh, Fuzz thinking about it, though.
Maybe just trying to get a toe.
Tucks in.
Packer, you just see the speed he carries. I mean, one corner there, just flying.
29.6 he's just put down, so fastest lap to Packer at the moment.
Yeah, Ryan also...
Up to Camden, who's applying the pressure to Zyg again, but it's in a section where he really can't make a move.
Ryan's also come out in 12th, so he's somehow jumped Durnia, JX,
Maverick.
So I missed what happened there, but yeah, he managed to get ahead of a lot of those guys and finds himself now chasing down Zimoglis.
So maybe Beck does have that, like, I mean, where does Beck come out? Really, Ryan is the big question mark there, I think. If he comes out ahead of Ryan, then he'll be in a good spot to fight.
So Durnia's 27 seconds behind. Maybe there was an incident. His last check, I think he was closer, but Beck is flying. I mean, he's just gaining time on all these guys. Hey, Durnia has damage?
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like he was losing a bunch of time there.
Yeah, he is. He's missing his left end plate, so maybe a bit of contact with Zimoglis. I'm not too sure. Missed that, unfortunately. But that'll be just tragic for his race here tonight.
Packer's through on Mr. Joshua now as well.
Yeah, both lock up going into that
yeah.
hairpin, so.
And Camden now as close as he's been to Zyg as they come down the main straight. Camden going to get that DRS, and he moves to the inside. Zyg looking to defend this, but unfortunately really doesn't just... No pace there to fight that, and Camden through.
Yeah, crucial move for Camden is that does put him in the net lead of this race. I mean, everyone ahead of him has to pit. They're all on the tires they started on, so...
Yeah, Packer, though,
obviously,
on an absolute tear behind.
Charging Packer behind him, but... Without Arrow here tonight, Camden really looking to solidify himself as second in the championship.
Yeah, I mean, he finished second place tonight. He's going to bring home 18 points, and I think that puts his lead on Arrow by, what, 26 points or so? Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So it'd be a pretty substantial margin. Arrow would have to win a race with Camden scoring 0 points to get back ahead of Camden.
As Beck does pick up a time penalty there.
Now Packer on the back of Zyg looking to make a move here. He's passed a bunch of guys into 130R. Is he going for the 3 in a row here? He is down the inside and doesn't need DRS.
Get a wicked exit off the second spoon corner there and just launch himself down the back straight. Yeah,
another big lockup.
But braking so late there. And yeah, now he's got Camden in his sights. And we'll see how much of a defense Camden can put up. Because Camden's also catching up to Team Money, so... Oh, and we do have a car off there. That is Jinnit, who's gone off in the Red Bull as a reserve driver. Oh, Guys definitely have to watch out for him. He's on the gravel, just making sure he stays out of everyone's way. Oh, he's on the racing line as Fuzz comes up behind him.
Oof.
He does move out of the way.
It's unfortunate for Jinnit. Maybe just extending a little too far on those medium tires. Losing the car. Here comes Doth as well. Gonna get by Jinnit, it looks like. The Degner is not a great place for overtaking.
Switchback.
Doth!
Oh,
Oh no!
no!
Oh no. Oh no, that's the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, with
you
the
gotta
reserve driver, unfortunately. It was, I think it was a little ambitious by Doth.
Yeah, it's not, it's literally the worst place to overtake probably this entire track.
But,
yeah.
again, yeah.
He had to get on with it and felt that pressure and decided to make a decision that he probably normally wouldn't make. But here comes Flip-Flop going by Jinnit now. Making that move. Camden applying the pressure to T-Money. Just see if he can get through here. Oh, T-Money pitting, so yeah, Camden definitely going to get through. And is Packer behind with DRS. Can Packer find a way through? This is a head-to-head battle here for the championship. Well, I mean, really, the championship's pretty much done, but Camden is the closest one to Packer, and he's not going to let him waltz his way through, so... this is going to be a good scrap now. Let's ride with this battle and watch Packer try to find his way through here.
Commentators' rivalry. They are the comms team for Tier 2.
That's true.
They party up in races as well, so I'm sure there's some banter going on between the two of them here. And yeah, I mean, Packer, though, is just flying.
Yeah, he's literally just eating tenths every corner.
But if you're Camden, you just got to park it. Park it in the right spot.
Especially through 130R.
Yeah, there's a few corners on every track that if you can nail the exit on those, you'll be fine in the defense.
Yeah. Let's see how Camden does here on the exit of the spoon curve. Packer been nailing this corner all night, and he's nailed it again. He's pelosing on Camden, but he's not quite close enough. He may not be able to just take the candy from the baby this time.
It seems he's being a bit more patient this time round.
Yeah. No, this is for the lead now.
Exactly, and there's a lot of laps left. And a bit of a lockup. So much curb on the entry, too.
Camden's getting a lot of traction out of the corners, though. He's doing very well. He's actually gaining on Packer here. So, Packer not going to be close enough. This is going to be tough to overtake here, and if Camden can keep getting these kind of exits, he may have a crack at holding Packer off here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good little scrap here to the end. Maybe Packer just saving the battery up, though, for a real heavy push.
Does clear Zamoglis a bit further back for 7th place, so that had been going on for quite a while. And Beck now came out 9th on the soft tires, so I mean, he's got great opportunity
here. Yeah, he's going to be flying.
Yeah, we saw his pace on old mediums.
So Camden has touched the grass here. That's going to put him on the back foot. Packer now closing very quickly. Looking for an alternate line there. Big lockup from Packer. Camden early on the gas, but the back end stepping out a little bit. Also, Packer with a bit of a moment,
dirty
though.
air, yeah.
Just he's lost actually a substantial amount of time here. I don't want to look at the batteries. I'm not too concerned about it right now. I'd rather just watch these guys race, but look at the steering wheel. It'll give you an idea of who's got what here.
Through on Zamoglis, so I think that was into the hairpin, and already right behind Ryan as well. So, I mean, after Ryan, it's a long way to get to finish.
Beck has got a penalty now. One of the only drivers with a penalty.
A bit earlier. He will have a lot of work to do if he can get by Ryan, but definitely something to keep an eye on as Packer tries again. I don't think he's going to be close enough yet again.
No, he's not, but if you look at the steering wheel here, you can see the bar for the battery. It's a little tough to tell. Probably harder for the guys driving if they happen to be peaking, but you can see there one driver with a little bit of an advantage here, and we'll see how that pans out over the next 8 laps here. Camden doing his damnedest to hang on for a win here. So, will that be his first win, or very well could be?
No, I believe he did pick up a victory in Baku. Mess of a race that was Baku.
Mm-hmm.
at the end. Oh, his back is just itching to get by Ryan there. He peaked and backed out right away. Zog does pick up a penalty. Very
Joshua
unfortunate
now,
for him.
yeah, Joshua is closing on him as well, so maybe Zig just feeling the pressure a little bit here with Joshua
Yeah.
hounding him. Fish applying the pressure to Fuzz here. Packer, you know, he's not really the driver. He's not really the type of driver to sit back and wait. So either he's struggling and he just is not finding the pace he wants to go challenge Camden, or he's really biding his time here to make the move. But it seems Camden's got the edge on the exits. He just seems to get on the power at the right time and does just enough to cover it off. Packer hasn't really had a good chance yet.
No, he hasn't been able to get close enough as Durnia picks up a 3-second penalty, and Mr. Joshua is through on Zig, so finds himself currently on the podium. Fish has also made it past Fuzz, and Beck still stuck behind Ryan, so not making the progress he needs to be on these soft tires, but
he is very close,
in the
though.
points.
Whoa, moment here.
Zyg's had a moment, yeah. Not quite sure what happened. Seems he's got gravel on his tires, though.
Beck is really applying the pressure. He's looking for a way through. Packer is now as close as he's been to Camden.
He's got.
Here goes Beck through Dunlop into the first Degner. They're side by side.
Oh, what a move!
He gets it done. What a move from Beck around the outside in the Degner. Wow. Great overtake.
Fantastic.
That was an excellent pass.
Control.
Great job from Zig there too, not to drift wide into Beck as well. So nice driving from both guys there, and Zig on really old tires as well. So credit to him there for keeping things right and avoiding a collision there.
Yeah.
Packer
again, yeah.
Yeah, just not close enough though.
At this point, I think he's biding his time. He must.
I don't know. I mean, Camden, like.
I think he's got him here. He's got him here for sure.
I don't know. Camden has a bit of a cushion still. That's half a second he needs to close. Camden breaking that slipstream. He has one move left. Is he going to... No, he doesn't need it. So Camden into the corner. Oh, here comes Packer trying to launch it late.
And Fish is also right behind Mr. Joshua now, looking for...
Yeah, if he gets through quickly, he could come up here and start applying the pressure to these guys. So if Packer is biding his time, he really doesn't have much time to waste, honestly.
No, and it seems these guys are taking time out of them, the guys behind, so... Back now, again, a lot of work to do to make up time on Zig.
So you got to figure at this point, Camden's tires are just going to be dead. They're not going to be feeling great, and this is where, if Packer hasn't quite had enough of an advantage to make a move, he might start to get it in the next lap or two.
Yeah, we have someone off. It looks like a... Is it Beck? No, it looked like an Alpha Tower.
It is. It's JXW.
It's like JX, yeah. Top of Dunlop there, it seems.
So Packer drifting off a little bit again in the 130R. We have another yellow flag, it seems.
It might have just been JX coming back on the track.
Packer, yeah, not quite close enough. Oh, there's Alt Maverick out! Or is he retired in the pits? Okay, yeah, okay.
There's a yellow flag in Sector 3 now. No, that's Maverick.
Oh, here comes Packer. This is as close as he's been. Camden's going to have to be hard on the defense here if he wants to fight this. Packer is going to have a crack at this down the outside. Is he going to look at it? No, he's looking for a switchback now. No, Camden's got it covered. Good job from Camden there.
And Fish
is going to come right down to the wire, it seems.
Mr. Joshua here, so...
So the race is on. Packer really needs to find a way through here because Flip-Flop Fish should be able to put some pace on these guys now and close up. You got to figure Packer's losing at least a second a lap to stuck behind Camden here.
Ryan's also done a really good job sticking with Beck for the time being as the...
I was thinking Packer maybe is going to think about like a sneaky look somewhere that you wouldn't suspect it at this point because right through this part of the track he gets very close to Camden, but then Camden just gets on the throttle at the right times and pulls away a little bit in this final bit.
We don't like to talk about the battery here, but I have noticed a trend.
Yeah.
And Fish, though, is catching up. I mean, he's taken few tenths out this lap. He's pulled the gap on Mr. Joshua. And certain parts of the field are starting to close back up again. As Beck really looks to maybe get one more move done. I think Zyg is within reach, but I don't think he would catch Fuzz.
Here comes Packer. He's as close as he's been. This is going to be really close into turn 1 here. He's closing very fast. Camden is going to be on the defense. Can he do anything? No, Packer's still not close enough. Fish, yeah, needs to be taking more time out if he wants to apply that pressure.
Yeah. Ryan, again, right behind Beck, so still just really hanging on. And Beck is really just towing him along the back of Zyg here. And for Zyg now, with that penalty, he's looking at losing a few places here.
Packer with a big lock up there. Camden doing a really nice job out front here on these old tires, keeping Packer behind. And Flip Flop Fish is starting to take the time he needs out. He's gained almost a second this lap. It might be a little too late, but if the things stay the way they are at the front here, Fish could catch these guys on the final lap, and it could be a three-way scrap for the win.
Yeah. And we'll see what Packer's able to do here.
He's still not close enough.
And Zyg now, only 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds ahead of Beck. And
Camden really starting to lose a lot of grip here out of the final turn. But he's got just enough of a cushion here. Packer just cannot close fast enough. He must have a very slippery setup, Camden.
Packer, though, isn't using his overtake.
No, he's not really. Like, he's got to apply the pressure somewhere else because the places he's close, he's not. You know, he can't really make an overtake at these parts of the track. So maybe it's time to use some of that deployment and get as close as you've been and just send it. He's got to do something because he's only got about 2.5 laps to make a move here. And Flip Flop Fish is closing, as you see him in the background there, making his way towards the front. So Packer, again, losing a little bit of time to Camden through this part of the track. It's been a theme through here. Actually, here comes Packer, though. Packer charging now as they head towards Spoon.
I mean, he's got him here.
He's very close here to a 130R. Yeah, if he turns it up, I think he's going to get him. He's not turned it up again, though. So
no, I swear he's going for heartbreak here on poor Camden.
Yeah, he's trying to. Maybe he wants him to retire after the race or something. I don't know. He's just making him think he's going to win. He's just going to take it.
Anguish.
Yeah, like. He's not only going to take the candy from the baby, he's taunting him too.
Here we go. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he's got to put on the charge now, right? You know what I was thinking though? Maybe he's thinking Camden's got enough pace that if he has DRS in the last lap, he could maybe nick me. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially for sure. We've seen that strategy definitely work at tracks, especially ones like Austria or other DRS-heavy tracks where overtaking is a bit easier, but around Japan,
So Camden really has got to put in the best 2 laps of the season.
Oh, and he picked up a penalty!
Oh my lord! That is massive!
Packer's picked up 3 seconds, so Fish is only 2 seconds behind him.
Yeah, Fish is going to get Packer here. Packer needs to get through here, so now Camden's pretty much... He's got to win in the bag here, Camden. He doesn't need to do anything desperate. This is massive. Oh man, the T2 comms battle for sure, Maverick. This is huge. Camden is putting in a stellar drive here. If he gets this win, he's gonna be absolutely ecstatic. I feel.
You can see now he's got the penalty. He's just gonna.
Yeah, he's turned it up.
He's going for it. Oh, and the two of them side by side here going through 130R.
Camden not even gonna waste his time. Camden just needs to hang on for as long as Packer doesn't get 3 seconds on him. Camden's gonna win this Grand Prix, but Packer pretty quick, so it's not over yet. Camden gonna get DRS here?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was like hammer time type situation. Fastest lap on the last lap coming here for Packer as he
Yeah, he
looks
can't
to
afford
build
to make a mistake, really, though.
that gap.
So
Um,
let's ride on board with Camden here. Behind Beck, looking to make a move on Zyg, it seems. Is that going to happen? No. Oh, Zyg off the road. Beck very close. Beck closing. He's thinking about it through the S's. Not a great place for an overtake. Camden
no, and
is
he's got
losing.
Zyg. He's already a second behind.
Yeah, 1 sector, 1 second. I mean, it's not over yet. If Camden has anything left in the tank, he needs to deploy.
So close.
It is. It is. Wow, Packer. Yeah, he was taunting the baby, wasn't he?
I think he was.
And then he got the penalty and realized, uh oh, this isn't a sure thing anymore.
So he's clear.
Oh, here comes Beck around the outside.
He can get on the traction.
Yes,
Great
he does.
Acceleration out of there.
Beck is through. Great move from Beck there. Gets the move done. Let's get back to Camden as they enter 130R.
He's gonna need the fastest chicane.
Now Packer. No, I think he's good, man. Camden's only 1.5 off. He's gonna be fine. Packer. So Packer.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Packer needs to do something desperate. So Packer gonna cross the line in first, but it's actually going to be Camden Luca takes the victory. Yeah. Camden wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Great drive from Camden there, holding off Packer for a very long time. Packer obviously could have got that move done. Maybe got a little arrogant there. Thought, oh, I'll make it interesting for everyone, and then cost himself a victory. Picked up a penalty there at the end, and I mean, hey, we don't know that Packer's warnings were all legitimate either. They very well could appeal that, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching that unfold
good
at the end.
It was good. Camden must be just ecstatic at this point.
Bones in the chat playing with Camden. That was my assumption towards the end.
Yeah, it
race is over. He was sitting on 100% battery.
Yeah.
He wasn't using overtake down the straight. Well, we'll get him in here. We'll find out. We'll ask him in the interviews. We'll ask him the hard-hitting questions.
And we'll get Fish in, I guess, as well. Did he join last week? I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get him in here again.
Could get Mr. Joshua in as well, if you're... I don't know if we should... Either way, we gotta get on with the interviews.
We'll leave it just the top 3 for now. But something to note quick, Beck and Zyg dropped to 8th and 9th due to those time penalties. So Ryan and Zamaglis jump up a couple positions. No reserves finish the race, so what you see is what you get.
Really good race there, though. There was a lot of good action through the field. That was another great race here in Tier 1. We'll get these guys in for an interview briefly. We're going to go through the order quickly for you as well. We got 18 people tuned in still. You guys picked a great race to show up and stick around, because that was really great right down to the wire.
Fire away. I'll read them on air.
Yeah. No one asking people what color their underwear is, though. But nothing like that. So not any question, but appropriate ones.
Any race related question.
Any race related questions. What color is your underwear after the race? Camden, did you leave a little mark in there? Maybe Beck. Beck gets his points again, so another points finish for Beck. He's finally got some more points on the board. That'll be his second points finish of the season. In round 18. Then one of the it's raining again as well. Look at that. So Camden wins it. Packer in second. Flip Flop is third. Joshua takes fourth. Fuzz fifth. Ryan sixth. Zamogla seventh. Beck takes eighth. Zyg is ninth. T Money 10th. GP Colin 11th. GXW is 12th. Doth is 13th. Durnia 14th. Bobby 15th. Janet 16th. And then Maverick and Andrew do not finish. Heartbreak there for Adri. Really excellent qualifying.
Almost
running
forgot
at the front.
about that. I'll have to get my clip.
Crash really early in the Grand Prix there. So that is the running order for round 18 of Tier 1. That's Zenith Online Racing. Let's get these guys in for an interview. So Camden, Packer, and Fish. Yeah, I don't know. No, he can't. Why don't people send it through Spoon correctly? Packer. Where is Flip Flop? There he is. Should we get Joshua in here too, or I guess just the top three? Right?
Nah,
'Cause
just
he
leave
does
the
count.
3. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Fish
does
is
count.
gonna.
He's gonna get a C pretty much. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had a ridiculous run of guys not showing up. You can't just keep clicking no. I mean, 12 weeks straight and expect to keep a seat.
Alright, there's 1. There is 2. We'll wait for the 3rd, and then we will get underway. We're going to be brief today. Arbiga has plans, so there are a few burning questions I'm dying to know the answer to, but we'll wait until Fish gets in here.
You might as well
I'm
just
sure we
get
can
it
start
rolling.
since Camden's here.
Yeah, just get it rolling.
Alright, well,
Fish is third anyway.
Camden, you won. Is this your second win on the season?
Yeah, second win on the season.
Talk us through it. I mean, you opted to pit early. You went onto the hards, carried those straight to the end.
Ed wants to know if they like the Nico and KK Rosberg Heineken commercial, but you can ask them that at the end. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm kind of amazed how similar this race was for me to Sergio Perez's race, because I actually got in an incident there early in the race, took off my wing, and I had to come in and serve a penalty, fix the wing, and take on new tires. And similar to him, after being in an incident early in the race, the Racing Point was able to get back to the front, and we technically had a double Racing Point podium, similar to
similar
to Bahrain. So, yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, this was a very up and down event. It started in qualifying. I don't know who it was. Went through the uphill section, and somebody was sitting in the middle of the track.
Caught that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to jolt to the right. Right rear tire caught the grass, and I went spinning, and didn't get a great qualifying result because of it. So the first portion of this event was pretty bad, to say the least. And then I was debating on doing a 2-stop to the end, but I was just like, you know what, I got to just stay out the rest of the race, pit for the hearts, come from the back, and was able to get this top step at the podium. And for now, the championship stays alive, but with Packer finishing P2, obviously he still gets a boatload of points. But yeah,
But for you, though, massive points.
Oh,
separating
yeah,
yourself
no, this
from
is
Arrow.
tremendous. Yeah.
You're second in the
Yeah.
championship. Arrow obviously not able to make it tonight, so I mean that definitely gives you a lot of breathing room there as we come through the home stretch of the season. Talk us through defending for, I don't know how many laps. I lost track. 12?
Yeah.
10 laps there?
Yeah, a lot of laps. It was good. Packer was saving his stuff there, and then he picked up a penalty at the end of the race, so then, he went, and then it just wasn't enough. Obviously, he had the fresher tires, and then Flip-Flop Fish was he was hauling. I was worried he was going to catch us, but luckily for us, he didn't.
Haul an ass if you want to on the stream. We don't mind.
All right.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, but he was, though, seriously. But yeah, it was a good double Racing Point podium. Helps in the driver's points and the constructor's points. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is just fantastic. The last couple races, it's just been kind of unfortunate. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened, whether it's late safety cars or just first lap madness, to where I haven't been getting the results that I've wanted to. So this is just a great win. It hasn't really hit in yet. I'm sure it will, though, at some point.
Winning fixes everything.
Absolutely. Yeah,
True
absolutely.
For all sport, winning fixes it all. So congrats. Yeah. We'll move to Packer. I mean, the burning question, what everyone wants to know: were you going for the ultimate heartbreak on Camden? There, were you just toying with him? We don't like mentioning the battery on stream, just so if guys are listening, they won't know what their competitors have. But I noticed you had 100% battery. You weren't using your energy.
Yeah.
Walk us through it.
I don't know really what to say, I guess. I mean, it was a solid race. My qualifying was absolutely amazing. That was my PB. That was my ultimate. That was my best lap that I've ever done in an online session. So I was pretty happy with that.
Make sure you share that one later too, for everyone, so we can get a look at that. That was actually
I'll take
stunning.
it from the stream and upload it.
That was nuts.
Yeah, but besides that, the start was really difficult. Like on tire temps, I just tried to get more rear tire temps in the formation lap than front because I knew getting a good start in those conditions was going to be absolutely key, and thankfully I did. I was able to keep P1 and then get a little bit of a gap, and then there's a safety car with Adri, I think.
Yep.
And then yeah, just stayed out. A lot of people pit for hards. I think maybe like 6 people.
There was a good group of them. Yeah, 5 or 6, I believe.
Yeah, including Camden and a few others. But yeah, yeah. And then my pace on the mediums was good. Was able to get past quite a lot of people, and then I don't know what happened. I guess my tires just kind of died off, just in the dirty air from just being in the dirty air of so many people, and then just I guess couldn't get it done on Camden until the last lap.
Yeah, again, don't want to speculate too much. It was just as soon as you picked up that penalty, all of a sudden
my battery was at 50
up,
instantly.
Battery turned up, and yeah, you got the move done. It made for a very exciting last lap. We were very curious. I was expecting like a fastest lap or something, trying to get that 3-second gap, but
I did do a 29 flat, so
yeah. And aside from that, you had a number of fantastic overtakes as you worked your way up to Camden. So, I mean, again, another solid result. Again on the podium, great race, and yeah, that qualifying lap was really, really something else. That was nuts. I think Adri had a fantastic lap himself, as he had quite a bit of spread to the rest of the field, but he pulled out nearly half.
Did you watch it, or how much of it on board did you get, or not much?
We didn't get a lot of it, unfortunately.
Dang it!
Everyone was coming across, yeah. So you won't get to hear our reactions. You'll get to hear us gush about it after the fact, but yeah,
Dang.
Not much on-board commentary, unfortunately. But we'll move to our final podium finisher. Second week in a row. You've been here 2 weeks now. You've gotten 2 podium finishes. Congrats to Mr. Fish. You had a great start. You got by Adri quite early. Pretty solid qualifying again. You had 3rd. And yeah, talk us through it.
Yeah, 3rd. I thought I had 2nd until we lined up on the grid, and I was like, oh, crap, Adri's in 2nd. So that kind of destroyed my whole... I knew when I saw it, it was like half rain, half dry. I thought I could get the jump on Packer until I realized I was in 3rd. But I still thought I maybe could jump him, but I just didn't get a great start. Then I was able to pass him on the first lap. Around the outside, I thought I was going to spin. I was very worried about that because it's happened before to me. Then after that, I just struggled on the softs the whole stint. I couldn't stay with Packer at all. I think I lost like 5 seconds. And then once I put on the mediums to cover off Matthew, who had an issue, I'm not sure what happened to him. My pace, I picked up my pace. The tires felt great, and I was able to make my way up the field through 3rd. And I was trying to get within 3 seconds of Packer, but he flew on that last lap.
Yeah, once we saw he picked up the penalty, you were right in that range. I think at that point you were about 2 seconds, 2.5 maybe in that gap. So you were there. Had Camden stayed ahead, I think likely, you would have been in 2nd. Somewhat similar to Packer, you had to slice your way through the field once you pit to those mediums, getting by all those hard runners. But, I mean, overall, again, great result. Glad to have another quick driver with us. Hopefully, someone who can put a bit of pressure on Packer in qualifying and give him a run for his money there. But, what do we have next? Is it Mexico? No.
USA. Yep.
USA. Yuck. Disgusting track.
Yeah.
Excellent track. I love it.
I expect a lot of penalties.
There.
I'm not going to lie. I expect a lot of penalties. Somewhat similar. I mean, there's an S section, probably a bit of an easier overtaking track. In fact, definitely an easier overtaking track. Yeah. Quick thoughts. We'll wrap it up quickly here, but start with you, Camden. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel really good.
Aside from the win, you feel great about Kota too?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's just this race was really just a roller coaster. I don't know how I won. Got in a couple of incidents there between qualifying and the beginning of the race. I'm just still kind of shocked, to be honest with you.
Well, it was well deserved and a long time coming.
Yeah, you drove well.
Yeah.
Earned it.
You've been on the podium number of times, so really happy for you there. Packer, you hate USA. Why?
When I did practice for my Saturday league, I didn't do very much, and then I somewhat found pace like half an hour before the race, and then it started chucking it down. So yeah, I did just
We'll
a few
have to wait and
drifts
see.
for the fans, the non-existing COVID fans, and then put it in a wall. So yeah.
We'll have to see. I'm sure you'll find some pace before next Monday. And Fish, you seem pretty confident.
Oh, yeah. It's just going to be important. It's one of the only tracks where maybe I pick up a penalty, but I'm just going to focus on that. Not overall pace, because if you don't pick up a penalty, you're going to have an easy podium no matter what. So
Yeah,
that's
definitely
my
a
focus.
track. Cutting corners is easy. That first sector. All right, though, guys. Yeah, Biga wants to get going. He's got Buffalo Bills to watch. So
Don't tell me anything. Don't
We'll
say
end it here.
anything to
Yeah,
me.
sorry,
If you
guys.
spoil it, I
Sorry.
will be very upset because I have not seen.
don't
the thing
spoil
yet.
nothing for him.
Um,
I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
we'll end it here.
Anyways.
And yeah, great race, guys, as always. And thanks again for joining us here for the interviews.
Yeah, thanks for comes.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
course.
That's it for round 18. That was the Japanese Grand Prix Tier 1 Zenith Online Racing. Back Thursday night, 8 p.m. for Tier 2. We'll be taking on the Suzuka circuit ourselves, me and Puff, and a gang of other cool drivers. None quite as cool as us. But we'll be back Thursday night, so hopefully you guys tune in then. You can hear Packer and Camden, rivals
Hopefully.
on track tonight. Buddies in the booth on Thursday night.
Yeah.
You'll hear them with
Seems
the
like
call.
we're always in here.
Yeah, seems like you
Mondays
guys
and
just
Thursdays.
really love broadcasting your voices on the air.
Yeah.
It's like someone else. Anyways, so that's it for tonight in Japan. Sunday night we have EU as well in Japan, and then next week, as we mentioned, off to the Circuit of the Americas for the USA Grand Prix. We'll catch you next time. I'm Biga. Have a good night.